Hello everyone, welcome to our third and final video on the lesson on comparing decimals. Today we're going to explore greater or smaller. So as usual, let's begin by recapping what we have learned in our topic on whole numbers when we compare whole numbers. So if I ask you which is greater, 265 or 263, which is greater, 256 or 263. Now what you normally do is you will actually compare the greatest, the digits in the greatest place. So you actually compare the hundreds, and because both are two hundreds, we need to move on to our next position. So comparing the tens, 5 and 6, now you know that 6 is greater than 5, and so that's why 263 is greater than 256. Now before we begin looking at decimal, let me ask you this question. If you are super hungry, okay, you are hungry to the max, which would you rather have? 0.1 of the pizza or 0.01 of the pizza? Now let me just put things in perspective for you. 0.1 is actually 1 out of 10. 0.01 is 1 over 100. So would you rather have 1 slice out of 10 slices? Or would you rather have one itty bitsy little slice out of 100 slices? I think the answer is clear that I would rather have this. So that tells me that 0.1 is greater than 0.01. Okay, so this is important. So let's use that same concept and try to compare decimal to find out which is greater, 4.07 or 4.71. So again, we need the help of our place value chart to help us. So I will write down the first decimal, which is 4.07 and 4.71. So again, we always compare the greatest the greatest place. So in this case, my ones place is actually the greatest. So since both are 4, I will move on to my next place. So I will look at now at my 10th place. So because this is 0 and this is 7, 7 is much bigger than 0, I will take this decimal to be greater. So which is greater? 4.71 is greater than 4.07. Now we will use that same concept, applied the same even if we're comparing 3 or even more decimals. So let's take a look, but this time please take note we are looking for the smallest. So again, I'm going to write all the decimals into my place value chart to help me. Those who are faster, if you can understand and see it straight away, you actually don't need the place value chart, but I'm just going to use it so that it's clearer for everyone. So we're going to start with our ones place, and let's take a look. 0, 0, 0, so no comparison, we move on. Let's look at our 10th place. This is 1, 0, 0. So this 1 is actually bigger than the 2 zeros. So this is actually out. This is not the smallest, this is actually the biggest. So I'm left with 0.011 and 0.01. Next step, look at the hundredth place. Because both are 1, there's no comparison. So finally, let's look at our thousandth place. Now this will definitely give us the answer. So this is 1, but what is this here? Because this is empty, this is actually a 0. Okay, so that tells me that because this is 1, 0.011, sorry, wrong, my mistake, because this is 0, 0.01 is actually the smallest. So the smallest is 0.01. So take out your pen, pencils, and your worksheets. Let's do it together. For the purpose of this practice, I want you to draw in this place value table. Okay, I know some of you don't need it, but it's good practice. So take some time to just jot down the question as well as this place value chart, and then we will continue on. Okay, so let's begin. So what do we want? We want which is smaller, 0.76 or 0.8. Likewise, I'm going to write the decimals into my place value chart, 0.76 and 0.8. Remember, if there's an empty space, it is actually filled in by a 0. So let's begin. Let's look at our ones place. Both zeros, no comparison, we move on. 10th place, this is 7, this is 8. Remember, I want the smallest. So which will be my smallest? 0.76. So which is smaller? You write 0.76. So this is your answer. Okay, so it's time for you to do. So copy down the question and copy down the place value chart. Just for the purpose of this video, I want you to have that habit to copy down that place value chart. I know you're going to complain. Don't complain. Good thing I can't hear you. So which is the smallest? 0.1, 0.18 or 0.018? You can pause the video now to do your work. So let's begin. Let's first write down the decimals into our place value chart. Okay, 0.00. Sorry, no. 0.018. I'm just going to fill up the rest with 0 so it's a little bit easier to compare. So let's take a look. Ones place first, 0, 0, 0, no comparison. 10th place, 1, 1, 0. Immediately, I know that 0.018 is my smallest. So my smallest is 0.018. Simple, right? Okay, so that's it. Alright, by now you should be able to learn how to compare and order decimals. Remember, the concepts is not as different as whole numbers. So if you understood how to compare and order whole numbers, you should be able to understand and compare decimals. Alright, see you back in class.